Good day po sir, kami po ang grupo na magdi-discuss po ngayon for Lesson 1 regarding sa Software and System Requirements. Ako po si John Mark Ramiro at ang kasama ko po na si Aiko at si Marquez po. And as I have previously said, in regards to this, we are going to discuss the Software and System Requirements. So just a bit of context regarding doon. So system requirements deal with the hardware and software needed to run an application, while software requirements deal with the features and functionality that the application must provide. Thus, it refers to the first phase before any of the actual designing, coding, testing, or maintenance takes place. The goal is to create an important early document and process. So basically, hinati po ito as a system requirements and requirements engineer, yung definition po nila. Basically, it needs to have a good foundation po, just like in architecture. A good example is yung soil po na pagtatayuan ng isang building or bahay is stable po ba. So same din yon sa requirements engineering and sa system requirements. Basically, capable ba ang requirements na to para ma-produce ang isang product. So moving on for the lesson 1, software and system requirements. So here it is said that studies such as Chaos Report in the 2000 of Johnson's report indicate that about half of the factors associated with project or product success are requirements related, and recent studies shows that project success directly tied to requirements quality. So sa pagsasabi pa lang ng definition, as that the requirements quality o ang kalidad mismo na magiging raw materials or to produce that product is doon magbe-base yung success ng isang product. So for a good example would be a wooden chair. So basically, meron tayong material or meron tayong requirements on how we would build a wooden chair. First of all, of course, the raw requirements is wood. However, what is that specific wood? Would it be a oak, a redwood, or coco lumber? Basically, ganun. So it depends on the quality to prove that that product is successfully. Also, ang Chaos Report po, ito po yung nagka-classify po ng mga reports regarding sa isang project, kung ito ba ay success na nakakapag-deliver on time and budget, ang budget ay capable, and or medyo challenging po yung project na yan, or failure. So basically sila po yung basically ito yung nagbibigay ng report regarding sa overall assessment ng isang project. Next, why has requirement engineering become so important? So there are 3 specifications kung bakit kinakailangan ito. Firstly, the pace of product development has picked up drastically, whereas just a few decades ago, product improvement would be slow process. Today, customers often demand new versions of a product in less than 1 year. So basically, ang pace po kasi ng product development or product improvement is drastically nag-shorten na yung span nito to develop, to expand, and to improve. A good example would be is the OS of a computer. Sabihin po natin is yung Windows. So basically, sa Windows, nagro-roll out sila ng updates every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. And most likely, ang mga updates po dito to improve the system is about security. Why? Because security evolves in a system na kung saan nagiging mas complex siya, mas nagiging secure ang pagiging security. Basically, non-stop yung evolution ng pagiging better security siya. So, of course, kailangan makipag-keep up yung Microsoft sa security na yon. So, basically, they need to also update their product, which is their Windows, their OS. So, basically, ganun ang isang product. And of course, since mas mataas yung demand, basically, of course, madaming tao nag-expect na there would be better versions in less than or capable more than just 1 year. Then, second, turnover and technology change have impacted the experience levels of professionals engaged in the development of products. So, basically, sa pagkakaintindi po dito, ang as same as the first one, the pace of technology is evolving. So basically, potentially, the process of a product is also expanding in a better way, in a bad way, and specifically, the experience of the professionals needs to also keep up with the evolution of the process of the requirements, or the process of making the product, or the technology itself, or in the development of how it would be efficient enough to produce a product. Then third is outsourcing and offshoring have dramatically changed the product life cycle. Specification must now be created for implementation or manufacturing by organization with potentially limited or no domain experience. So basically, nagiging common na itong pamamaraan nito, ang pagkakaroon ng outsourcing o offshoring ng isang product. Basically, isipin natin ang isang microchip. So, a microchip, most likely, this is produced in America. However, since the United States, hindi limited lang yung manufacturing nila to make that specific microchip. Nag-outsource sila sa ibang company, ibang manufacturer that is capable to produce that specific microchip in a kumbaga mas madaming pagpo-produce. So basically, ito yung nag-outsource sila sa Taiwan, sa Japan, even in China, to produce that microchip with the same quality. However, sometimes, because na nag-outsource tayo or nag-offshoring yung isang product natin, the quality is sometimes questionable na dahil yung implementation nila regarding sa quality inspection is naiiba, or yung regulation nila is naiiba compared sa original na mismo na nagma-manufacture ng product na yon. Then, as we can see here, there is a chart here regarding sa product. So, as you can see here on the left side, from 0 to 80, this is basically the sales of the product. Then, the year of how the product was demanding. So, as we can see here, there are less than 5 years, 5 to 10 years, and more than 10 years. Ito yung nag-i-specify sa isang product kung gaano nakatanda itong product. So, noong 1980s, since ang technology or ang mga products noon is hindi pa ganun ka-innovate, or kumbaga hindi pa nag-expand siya for the public or for the consumer, is hindi pa ganun kataas yung demand ng mga bagong products. Tulad din ng mga ng mga more than 10 years na product, basically demanding pa sila noon kasi nga walang ibang product na nakakagawa ng specific na process na yon na mas better. However, in 1985, basically tumaas na yung demand. Yes, sorry. In 1985, tumaas yung demand, medyo naging innovative na ang mga product manufacturers kung paano mas nai-improve nila yung product nila. And then, of course, since dahil nga mas dumami yung innovations ng isang product, or sabihin natin sa isang technology, yung mga baguhan ay medyo nagiging demanding na, dahil yung mga lumang product ng mga consumer is specifically nagagawa din ng panibagong product but better and faster. And then, after 2000, in 2005, basically, nag-expand na yung innovation, nag-i-improve na, and then, nag-skyrocket na ang demand ng mga bagong products compared sa mga lumang products. So, in conclusion dito, requirements engineering is extremely important when a product, service, or industry is regulated. And it ensures that the problem a client wants to solve is clearly defined, and the solution is both accurate and effective. Essentially, requirements engineering transforms a real-world problem into a clear specification for a highly functional solution. Now then, we will tackle about misconceptions about requirements engineering. So there are 3 misconceptions here. So first of all, misconception number one is any subject matter expert or expert can become a requirements engineer after a week or two training. So basically, bakit ito naging misconception? Kasi sa mga minsan sa isang company, hindi dahil sa isang specific na expertise ka ay pwede ka nang or pwede mo nang hawakan or i-handle ang field ng requirements engineering. However, sa requirements engineering kasi, specifically, nag-train sila or basically, hindi lamang requirements ang hinahandle ng isang requirement engineering. Ito yung pag-handle niya rin ng isang uh, overall writing method or kumbaga language method na ginagamit, and internally nakikipag-communicate siya sa buong team, sa clients, and basically the higher ups regarding sa kanilang sa isang project. So in short, requirements engineering basically parang field siya dito sa computer science and sa IT. Both are expertise in computers, however, merong mas vast yung knowledge compared sa other. Then second is non-functional and functional requirements can be elicited using separate teams and process. So bakit to naging misconception? Basically, ang non-functional, ito yung capability ng isang product. However, hindi lahat ng product is ma-apply itong capability na to. So specifically lang to para sa isang product kung gusto maging better or yung magiging pros and cons ng isang attribute na to pag inadapt to sa isang product. However, what if etong team na to may magfo-focus lang doon sa non-functional aspect, and then may isa na naman team na magfo-focus sa functional requirements. The problem is na if kung ang non-functional is ito yung pros and cons na binibigay or kumbaga ito yung attributes, and the functional requirements, which is the main focus point of the product, is hindi sila mag-compatible o hindi makakapag-compare, then basically malaking problema regarding doon. Magkakaroon ng sabihin natin yung sa regulation, hindi sila magiging compatible basically because yung function ng isa is hindi naman relative doon sa functional requirement or hindi naman needed. So, pangatlong misconception is the process that work for a small number of requirements that will scale. Process po ng mga requirements, sabihin po natin yung quality of life sa isang software. Basically, sabihin natin meron na tayong core na mga requirements, or sabihin natin meron tayong 20 requirements for the product to function. Basically, these are the main requirements that is needed. However, since gusto nating maglagay ng quality of life or to improve the product, magdadagdag tayo ng requirements. Then itong requirements na to is need niya yung main requirements in order for it to function or to improve that function. So basically, dumadagdag tayo ng requirements, just a quality of life, to expand the product, to a better improve the product. However, since padami tayo ng requirements, sometimes nakakalimutan na ng isang company or ng manufacturer ng product is kung ano ba yung pinaka main requirements na need para mag-function yung product, because hindi na na-filter kung ano ba talaga yung kinakailangan na immediately ma-apply yung attribute na yun sa product na yun compared sa quality of life or anything na miscellaneous lamang yung attributes na may ibibigay. So next, ito na po i-discuss ni Angelo Marquez. It is the industrial challenges in requirements engineering.
So, good day sir, I'm Angelo P. Marquez, and ang i-discuss ko po ngayon is ang industrial challenge in requirements engineering. So, ang engineering ay kinakailangan ay isang wastong subset ng system engineering sa isang kapuspalad na termino na orihinal na nilikha ng mga taong software noong dekada, kung saan ang isang engineering na ng mga kinakailangan ay mahalagang engineering sa isang software intensive system, mula sa communication at transportasyon hanggang sa pangangalagang pangkalusugan at koneksyon sa pinakamahusay na teknolohiya ating buhay para sa mas mahusay, pinakamagandang bahagi at pagbabago sa pamamagitan ng pagpadali ng advanced teknolohiya. So, first decision to source the implementation, the second is being a signification change in technology. And the third is being the introduction of new product. Example is entering a market where the company has minimal prior experience. The first decision to outsource the implementation is halimbawa yung mga malayo na narating natin sa traditional na mga audio call hanggang sa instant messaging at FaceTime. Although product development is creative, it requires a systematic approach to guide the process required to new products. Yun ba? Yun. So, the second one is the significant change in technology. The significant change in technology is pag-unlad ng mga negosyo, tulad ng mga pag-upgrade ng isang computer sa industry, such a motivative industry, it makes little sense to use the term requirements. Instead, companies should implement proper system engineering process that cover and integrate all relevant discipline and responsibilities. So, key success factors in requirements engineering. So, ano ba mga requirements sa success engineering is so the product and the process and external requirements. So, we need to focus on the three factors that contribute the project success. First is knowledge, and second is resources, and analyze their contribution to project success per firm. A competent and commitment team and clear project goals and monitoring and change control and the proper project management software. So, number one is project has a full-time qualified chief architect. Nagdedesisyon ang architect sa teknolohiya upang iayon sa mga pamantay ng proseso, pamamaraan at target enterprise. So, here are example of responsibility sa architect. So, manage and cross-functional product team in creation of cloud application. And product including office productivity software. So, development and implement risk strategy, risk and governance, risk and management, risk and quantification and interdependencies to achieve desired and company strategies. So, the next one is a qualified full-time architect managing non-functional requirements. Ito po yung kasing critical o mga critical na functional na kinakailangan na dumaan sa backlog na nagtatrabaho sa product and solution management sa mga team, system and solution architects. So, number 3 is an effective requirements management process is in a place. So, ang katangian ng isang system tulad ng seguridad ng pagiging maasahan at pagganap ng kakayahang panatili ang scalability at kakayahang magamit. And next is yung number 4 to 4 to 6. Requirements elicitation starts with marketing and sales. Um, First of all, you need to ask the customer and users and to others what the objectives for the system or product are, what is to be accomplished, how to system or product fits into the needs of business, and finally how to system or product is to be used on a day-to-day basis. Number 5 is requirements review are conduct for all new or change requirements or featured. The requirements for number 5 is the product requirements review is a technical review for software product requirements specification with participation of the software technical and management staff. So ito po yung mga nagdo-double check po sila sa mga product or sa mga system na binibigay nila sa isang kumpanya para masisigurado nila na patok yung ginagawa nila, matataasan nila yung mga ibang product na tinitinda ng ibang kumpanya. So, number 6 is requirements engineering are train and experience. So, employees use technical skills to support operational decision made by others. And supporting the successful delivery of the assigned projects by implementing engineering principle into practice. So, kailangan rin po nila ng malaman yung mathematics, knowledge, and physics at ang ability to come up with the new ways of doing things. Document the described in the word but cannot be visualized or explained on drawing or model. This is not applicable to construction. The same principles apply to all industries from aerospace and oil and gas, automobiles and manufacture. So, ang kailangan ng mga engineering is sabihin po nating national certificate, vocational, and subjects. So, kailangan po nila makapasa ng sabihin natin mga 70% passing in mathematics, then 60% in English, physical science, and life orientation, and 60 for any another accomplished subject, certificate, satisfactory performance in selection test, coordinate and clear and verifiable and traceable, complete and unique ID para po sa mga train engineerings. At ayun nga po, steers and whole process for software development to development the right softwares. At ayun lang po. At si Marion, ko na po ang sunod.
Tumungo naman tayo sa requirements process are proven and scalable. The term requirements process are proven scalable refers to the importance of establishing and utilizing processes that have been proven to be effective and efficient in previous successful endeavors. This process can be scaled up or down to meet the needs of the current project. By using established process, the team can avoid reinventing the wheel and focusing on meeting the specific needs of the current project. This approach can help ensure that the requirements are met efficiently and effectively, resulting the effectively resulting in a successful final product. Additionally, utilizing a proven scalable process can help reduce the risk of errors and delays, making it essential key success factors in requirements engineering. The next one is subject matters expert are available as needed. So, what is subject matters expert or SMEs? These are the individuals with specialized knowledge who provides insights and guidance or requirements development. SMEs ensures accuracy, completeness, and relevance of requirements while providing feedback on feasibility and identifying potential issues. Access to SMEs align requirements with project goals and project objective and help prevent misunderstandings, conflicts, and delays. SMEs are crucial in developing requirements effectively and efficiently to ensure the final product meets the needs of stakeholders. They're also the one that um, sila mismo yung hinahanap. Ay, sila mismo yung kailangan para ano para yung requirements na may develop. Let's move on. All stakeholders are identified. Identifying and prioritizing relevant stakeholders is crucial in defining and validating project requirements. Failure to properly involve stakeholders can result in missed requirements, costly changes, and project failure. Involving all stakeholders in the requirement definition process ensures their needs and expectations are captured and addressed, preventing potential problems later on. They're the first client they are the first client if there's a problem or need to improve in the project. The next is the customer is proper. Next na. The next is the customer is properly managed. So the proper customer management is crucial for project process. It involves providing rapid feedback during prototyping, minimizing points of contact between project staff and stakeholders, and controlling features changes requests. Good feature elicitation techniques ensures that the final product is correct and unambiguous. Effective customer management is essential to ensure that the project stays on track within the budget or meets the customer needs and expectations. The next one is the progress and quality indicators are defined. The progress and quality indicators are metrics used to assess the effectiveness of the requirements. And ulit-ulit nga, wait lang. The progress and quality indicators are defined. So the progress and quality indicators are metrics used to assess the effectiveness of requirements engineering process. They track progress towards meeting projects goals and ensure that the requirements are highly quality. Examples include the numbers of requirements listed, validated, and defects found. Defining these indicators allow the stakeholders to monitor the progress and make adjustments as needed to meet the project goals. The RE tools increase productivity and quality. The RE tools increase the productivity and quality refers to the use of specialized software tools to support the requirements engineering process. These tools can help automate tasks such as requirements documentation and analysis, which can save time and reduce errors. Furthermore, these tools can can help enforce consistency and traceability, which can improve the quality of requirements. By using RE tools, teams can increase their productivity and ensure that requirements are highly quality, which can ultimately leads to a more successful project outcome. And lastly, the core project team is full-time and reports in a single chain of command. A dedicated full-time project team reporting is a single chain of command is essential for successful requirements engineering. This ensures that everyone is aligned with the project goals, prevents misunderstandings, and promotes timely and budget-friendly project completion. A single chain of command streamlines decision making and holds everyone accountable for their works. Ayun lang. Let's move on in the definition requirements engineering. So what is the definition of requirements engineering? It, it is a crucial process of developing successful products that meets the needs and expectations of customers and stakeholders. It involves identifying and analyzing requirements through various methods such as interviews and surveys. Specialized software tools are used to streamline and document the requirement engineering process. A dedicated core project team is also essential for managing the process, ensuring everyone is working towards the same objectives. Defining, prog- Defining progress and quality indicators is important to ensure that the project is progressing as planned. Requirements engineering can be applied to any industry or domain to ensure that the final product meets the desired specification and satisfy customer needs.
So next, we will discuss regarding sa requirements engineering and relationship to traditional business process. So ano ba ibig sabihin nito? So most likely, ang requirements engineer ay dapat aalamin din kung ano yung business goal ng company or ng producer regarding sa product na yan, and i-align ang product vision para doon. So basically, dito sasagutin ang tanong na gaano kaganda ang kalidad ng quality ng product na to, plus magastos ba ito or ano yung magiging cost nito. Kasi alam natin na basically if it's higher quality, it's much more costly. So ano yung magiging loophole dito, or in a way na magiging kapalit nito para lang maging viable yung product. So, a good example for this is yung kotse. So, alam natin na ang kotse is maganda dapat ang kalidad, pumapasa ang quality nito for inspections. And of course, hindi naman natin masisisi. Of course, may cost din ito, sometimes more than it's worth. And that's doon na papasok yung business goal ng kung ano yung magiging business goal or ano yung naka-align na business goal para doon sa product na yun. Basically, if ang kotse is Ferrari and nilagay mo ito sa marketplace kung saan eco-friendly and budget ang kotse na to, ang mga consumer ay hindi bibili ng kotse na Ferrari kasi unang-una sila kung bakit sila nandun sa market is for eco-friendly and budgeted na kotse. So basically, hindi nag-a-align yung product vision sa business goal. So importante dapat na nag-a-align yung dalawang vision na yon, and dapat may knowledge din ang requirements engineer para magawa yun. So next, we have the characteristics of good requirement. So basically, is to provide a good requirement is to have these types of characteristics. So IEEE has a major role for these standards to say that it is a good requirement. So ano ba ang IEEE? At ito yung Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. And ang purpose nila is to foster technological innovation and excellence for the benefit of humanity. And also, sila yung leading developer for international standards in telecommunications, information technology, power generation products, and services. In short, sila yung nagbibigay ng standards or ito yung regulations for a product to say that it has good requirements and has these characteristics and should have these characteristics. So first characteristics would be feasible. Feasible, a requirement is feasible if an implementation of it on the planned platform is possible within the constraints of the program or project. So meaning to say na ang feasible is worth bang i-produce yung product na yan to do its specified purpose. So for example is yung isang system kung saan nag-handle siya ng call. However, 10,000 lang ang kaya netong i-handle na call. Of course, if kung ganun na ang kaya niyang i-handle, of course, pupunta ka sa lugar kung saan there's only 10,000 people or at least a minimal amount within the 10,000 para ma-handle ng system yun, or at least less than that. However, if gagamitin mo yung system in a more populated place na kung saan umaabot ng let's say 50,000 ang calls na kailangan ma-receive ng isang system, of course, ma-overwhelm ang system. So, doon na papasok kung worth pang gawin ito if that is the population or that is the target of the product. Of course, no. So, doon papasok yung, ayun nga, yung feasibility na worth bang gawin ito. And of course, if yung requirements ba na need para ma-produce itong product na to is worth ba or cost-effective ba ito. And of course, the time, the skill, and the technology available para ma-produce ito. In all, in short, basically, worth bang i-produce itong product na to and ano ba yung magiging outcome nito para mag-benefit sa producer nito. Second, characteristics is valid. A requirement is valid if only if the requirement is one that the system must meet. So regarding this one is sinasagot dito yung ano yung kinakailangan talaga and ano yung magandang idagdag sa system na yan or sa product na yan. So basically hindi naman sa product sa idagdag na requirements para sa product na yan. So in short, dito mo kailanganin yung needs tsaka yung wants mo sa isang product, ano yung mga needs na requirements mo in order for that product to function, and ano yung mga wants na requirements mo. Ito yung mga attributes na mag-i-improve or magdadagdag ng options para mag-improve yung product na yan. Next characteristics is unambiguous. So, unambiguous, a requirement is unambiguous if it has only one interpretation. Natural language tends towards ambiguity. So, ano ba ang unambiguous? So, ito yung pagkakaroon ng, kumbaga, hindi ito dapat magbibigay pa ng another interpretation. Kung ano yung sinabi mo, basically, dapat yun na yun. So, specifically, sa isang product or sa isang requirement, kung ano yung need mo sa requirement na yon or capability ng requirement na yon, na magawa itong product na to, basically, yun na yun. Wala nang, hindi siya pwede maging vague. Sabihin natin, ang capability ng product na ito is kaya niyang mag-withstand or ang capability ng requirement na to is kaya niyang withstand ang natural calamity. So, kapag nilagay natin to sa product na to, may ganun na siyang attribute. However, andun yung vague na question na ano yung natural calamity na yan? Is it specific sa natural calamity? Does it handle every natural calamity? Or is there some natural calamity na hindi kayang i-handle ng product na to? Basically, kailangan specific ka sa sinasabi mo kung ano yung capability ng product na to. At the same time, ini-specify mo kung ano mismo talaga ang capability na to. Ano yung specific na kaya niyang gawin and ano yung hindi niya kayang gawin without going further than that. Next characteristics is verifiable. So verifiable, a requirement is verifiable if the finished product or system can be tested to ensure that it meets the requirement. Product features are almost always abstract and thus not verifiable. So, in regards dito, in short, ito yung pagkakaroon ng quality inspection. So, before natin publicly mabigay ito sa consumer, or kumbaga yung finished product is ma-produce na in a massive scale, of course, dapat is yung requirement nito is may ensure natin yung quality nito, and also that the product once na finish na is walang defects. Basically, yung requirements na nilagay mo sa product is hindi siya magdi-defect doon. Also, added dito na ang product features, ito yung mga miscellaneous attributes na dinagdag na requirements para sa product na yan, hindi siya masasabi na verifiable siya dahil nga nagre-rely pa rin ang mga features na to sa main feature mismo or main requirement ng product na yon. So now we go to the next characteristics, which is modifiable. So the characteristics modifiable refers to two or more interrelated requirements or a complete requirement specification. So from the word itself, modify, ito yung capability ng product na ma-modify or mabago yung requirement na needed para magawa yung specific purpose nito. So, isipin natin ang isang Lego brick. So, pwede tayong magdagdag ng Lego, pwede tayong magbawas ng Lego, at the same time, pwede rin tayong mag-add or ma-improve natin yung Lego na yon. So, of course, since modifiable to, of course, dapat madali lang ito ma-modify. Walang complex method, walang complex process, para lang may matanggal ka na attribute, para lang may madagdag or may ma-improve ka. Next characteristics is consistent. In general, consistency is a relationship among at least two requirements. A requirement is consistent if it does not contradict or is not in conflict with any external corporate documents or standards or other product or project requirements. So, dapat kung ano yung nakalagay mismo sa document regarding ano yung magiging specifically purpose na itong product na to and its requirements, specifically the requirements itself, dapat yun yung magiging resulta ng product na yon. If nalagay nyo sa documentation is ito yung kayang gawin ng product, basically dapat consistent siya or stay true siya sa sinabi niya once na yung product na yun is naging product na talaga. Then, next characteristics would be complete. So, complete, it is a requirement specification. It can be called a complete if it includes all relevant correct requirements and sufficient information is available for the product to be built. Basically, well documented, lahat ng requirements is nalagay doon sa product. There are no walang nabawasan, and kung ano mismo yung purpose nun, basically yun yung resulta, or kumbaga once na naging product na ang product, basically gagawin niya na yung purpose kung ano yung sinabi pa lang doon sa document na yun, meaning to say completed na siya. However, in a note, ang requirements must be ranked for importance and stability. So dito natin masasabi kung ano yung mga requirements na needed ba talaga for the product to function, and ano yung magiging miscellaneous lamang or magpapa-improve lang without that much impact to the product itself. Second is the requirements and test plans mirror each other. So, kung ano man yung specifications na need mo sa system na yan or sa product na yan, and sa requirements na yan is dapat specifically yan yung magiging resulta. Next characteristics is the traceable. So traceability is the ability to describe and follow the life of a requirement in both a forward and backward direction. So a good example is from its origin through its development and specification to its subsequent deployment and use, and through periods of ongoing refinement and iteration of any of these phases. So traceability is pwede kang mag-backward or kailangan is well documented yung product kung paano siya nagsimula until hanggang sa naging product na mismo siya, or ano yung mga requirements na needed niya paano ba tong mga requirements na to, saan ba to nakuha, then basically, ano yung gagawin nito once na i-apply na to sa isang product. So, a good example of this is ang eroplano. If you are going to make if you're going to make an airplane, of course, it needs to be very, very well documented to make sure that if there is flaws, it can be traced back and it can be tested that it is a flaw. Then basically, it can be improved or it can be removed. So, ganun ang traceability sa isang requirement and sa magiging product. So now we are going to other project or other product-specific characteristics. So as stated here, the definition of consistency, the definition of characteristics may be different when applied to requirements and to a specification. A requirement specification is a filtered compendium of requirements. Having the requirements in a document rather than a database permits holistic views and allows the addition of history, a rationale, etc. There are certain characteristics that apply to specification as opposed to individual requirements as listed here. Next discussion is the requirements and project failure that will be discussed by Angelo Marquez.
Requirements and project failure is must be remembered that most systems under development are not new. Only a fraction of the requirements in the product are new or unique. From Jones in 2007, yet issues of requirements maintenance and long-term support are often missing from project plans. So the every project, some requirements that must be defined are the project start date and scope, boundaries of the work, constraint in resources and people, project environment, and deliverable and budgets. In general, customer or project requirements is you need to enforce the use of specific tools. In-house dynamic machines simulators are often executed using project failure can refer to any number of common issues that range from minor inconvenience to full-on catastrophes. You could go over budget, miss deadlines, not hit your goals, or not meet your success criteria and definition of done. So, ang mga gawain na kailangan kumpletuhin para sa isang proyekto ay maituturing matagumpay para sa kanila at upang makumpleto man lang yun, binibigyan nila ng lahat ng kasangkot ng isang malinaw na hanay ng mga parameter upang gawin at matukoy ang iba't ibang mga layunin para makumpleto ng mga stakeholders. And project requirements are essential guideline to the project, but many people ignore them, favoring the opinion of the project team in terms of what they think and user want and needs without a true understanding of what the project is trying to accomplish. So, yun lang po.
So let's move on in quality and metrics in requirements engineering. Requirements engineering is a critical phase in software development that involves determining and documenting the needs and expectations of stakeholders. It requires specialized tools and a dedicated core project team to ensure everyone is working towards the same goal. Defining progress and quality indicators indicators is crucial to ensure that the project is progressing as planned and that the final product meets the desired quality standards. Quality indicators and metrics are used to measure the quality of individual requirements and specification, and tracking these metrics over time can help identify potential problems earlier and take corrective actions. By using metrics, you can improve the requirements process and reduce the risk of project failure. And that's all.
And that is the overall reporting of lesson 1. Thank you.